Hello everypony, Prince Elgorn of Aquilonia here, wishing you all a very festive and joyous Hearths warming. In honor of this special day, I thought I would review the episode Hearths Warming Eve, which explains the origins of this holiday and of Equestria itself. You should be familiar with the story, but if not, let me recap. The main six go to Canterlot to put on the Hearths Warming play. In this play, we learn that in the distant past, the three pony races lived in an uneasy alliance out of necessity. This fragile balance was broken by a prolonged winter that plunged all three races into famine. The leaders met, along with their assistants, to try to come up to an agreement, but unable to, struck out on their own in search of a new land. Unfortunately, they all ended up in the same territory, and each tried to claim it for themselves. They had also brought that horrible winter along with them, and eventually they were forced to huddle together in a cave where they continued to bicker until they were literally frozen. That left the assistants alone. One of them, a student of Starswell the Bearded and the assistant of the Unicorn Princess, Clover the Clever, realizes that they have been under siege by Wendigos, a species of winter spirit that feeds on hate and anger. As the coldness closed in on them, the assistants realized they actually rather liked each other, and Clover burst with a spike of friendship magic known as the Fire of Friendship. When the leaders thawed out, all agreed to settle the new territory as the nation of Equestria. Before moving on, I want to address two things quickly. One is the flag. Some have wondered why the current Equestrian flag is being used if the play takes place before Celestia and Luna's reign. Well, in all honesty, it's not the same flag. Look at the white alicorn. Her mane is blue, not pink. There's your telling fact right there. But still, I have two theories behind this flag. One is simply it's a modified version of the current flag with some alterations made to make it a suitable prop. The other, which is the one I subscribe to, is that the alicorn was a symbol of harmony between the tribes long before it ever became its own separate race. Secondly, there's the subplot of the group squabbling about an open window backstage. Some have expressed utter annoyance at this, but I find it clever. During the final scene, you can hear a braying like that of a Wendigo outside, which causes every pony to stop and Rainbow Dash to close the window without further protest. You can see they've learned the lesson of the play and are trying not to make the same mistakes their forebears did so many centuries ago. Clever. Now, let's talk about what I like in this episode. Firstly, the framing device itself. The idea that it's a play allows the characters to be exaggerated and even flanderized without it hurting the story or them at all that much. Secondly, I have to say that I love the world building in it, and I wish we had more straight-up history episodes like this than the little snippets we get here and there. This really is the most important world-building episode that we got up until Princess Twilight Sparkle, and it's a lot more full than the three little flashbacks we got in that episode. In fact, I'd say it's even more full than the Legend of the Marin Moon in the pilot, or seeing Discord in the Return of Harmony. It's certainly much better world building than what we got in the Crystal Empire, because the Wendigos actually, for not really doing much, turned out to be better villains than Sombra, which is sad. But everybody has said how sad that fact is. And finally, I enjoyed the carol. It's not Danny Ingram's best song, but it's still pretty good for what it is. I mean, who doesn't love a good old-fashioned, like, 17th or 18th or 19th century Christmas carol? Simple melody, can be sung by just about anybody, and sound good. That's all you need, with a simple and direct and faith-filled lyric. It's not that hard of a formula, and it tends to work almost every single time. That said, something bothers me about the episode. It's good, but it's boring. It's just kind of an average episode with no particular reason as to why. I can't say the characterization is that bad. I can't say it's mean-spirited. I can't even say the pacing is that off. And I like the concept, clearly. But something about it just makes me go, that was cool. Now let's get to some actual business. I say give it a watch, though. It's not a high replayability episode, but for a holiday special, I think you can do a hell of a lot worse. All in all, I'd give it 3 stars. Now, to show my appreciation for all of you, the fire of friendship lives in our hearts. As long as it burns, we cannot drift apart. Though quarrels arise, their numbers are few. Laughter and singing will see us through. We are a circle of pony friends. A circle of friends will be to the very end. Thank you, and have yourselves a blessed holiday. Hello, every pony.